right here with this woman, yelling out loud.
First of all, I love you. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
How is your mother today? Did she ever overcome this illness?
Well, again, it's sort of in the book. Not to give too much away. My mom's up at a nursing home in Connecticut. She had a car accident a couple of years ago. She still got all the wits about her, but I don't want to give too much away. But it's sort of how the book ends, right here.
Who came up with the song to Howard Stern song on NBC?
The one HOWARD. It was a band called the 000s. And by the way, the biggest pains in my asses ever, which is why we hardly play it anymore. Over here.
Why was your mother always depressed?
Well, that's just the way she was, and that's the whole thing. In fact, in doing this book with my mom and my brother, I tried to find out, was my mom always depressed? And it turned out, my brother told me, not to make me feel bad, he said this, she had 3 kids. After she had me, she must have suffered from postpartum, and he said that's when the depression really started. So I literally birthed my mother into depression. In the back, holding up the bag. Yeah, you know, I got a lot of people who hit me on Twitter and said, you know, boy, that was really crappy of Matt to do that. But I knew that there was a possibility. And quite honestly, I'll tell you something. Letterman had that tape queued up as well. And as a producer, if I were booking me and I didn't have that tape ready, I wouldn't be worth crap. You know, they had to. Let's see, you're over there in the back. Yeah, you with the hat.
Okay, good. With Artie gone, nobody in that seat, how's the chemistry there? You think Howard's a little more...
I think the feeling is people, this is a question that I've been getting a lot also, which is, are you going to put somebody in the seat? So I'll answer that question by saying, I think to put somebody in the seat when we haven't really figured out what Artie's deal is, I wouldn't do. But more importantly, right now we're just sort of feeling, you know, we're not feeling the need to put somebody else in there. We're not feeling the need. We just, you know, the show, people have come and gone from the show, and I always say there's only one person the show can't live without. His name's Howard Stern. Right back there with the glasses. You. On your head, yeah.
Yeah, you.
Gary, if you had the opportunity, would you have fired Benji?
I wouldn't have, because I'm a sucker and I happen to like him a lot, but I would have punished him more often earlier. I would have punished him right from the get-go. Right up here at the hat.
What's been your favorite experience on the Stern Show?
I guess my favorite experience has been, you know, people say, what's the best part about working on the show? And I said, getting to meet the people you've always wanted to meet. And they go, what's the worst part about working on the show? And I go, getting to meet the people you always wanted to meet. Some are amazing and some will disappoint you. I'm not going to tell you who disappointed me. But it is, I've met over the years, like you guys know, I'm a long time Met fan, but I met Mickey Mantle. And he sort of transcends baseball, and I thought that was amazing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, JFK Jr., Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder. Those have been amazing experiences. You're right here in the black.
Every question here is great. We love Howard, but where are you working January 1st?
I didn't see that one coming.
What about Howard? What's going to happen to Howard January 1st?
I think that's what he just asked in his own way.
He asked where you're going to end up January 1st.
Well, wherever...
January 1st. Okay.
The answer is, you know, if you listen to the show often, you know that I don't know the answer. Howard's made it really clear that he tells me nothing, that he confides nothing to me. But I know he's working on it, and I don't know. Somebody said to me, are you guys really scared? And I was a lot more nervous when the question on the table was, is he going to continue to work or not? When it was late August and he said, I've decided I want to continue to work, I just don't know where, I felt better because I know, and he said, and I want my group to be part of that. So I know that wherever he ends up on January 1st, I'll be there. I want to go around. Anybody back there? Here, right here with the...
What about Bubba? Is he going with you?
I don't know because we don't know where we're going and what we're doing. Or we don't know if we're going to do one thing or whether they're going to have 2 stations the way we had or whatever. Right there in the black.
Hey, did you ever like book a guest and then when they finally come on, you're like, damn, I'm a kid from Uniondale. I really made it. I can't believe this guy's here.
It's weird because I do love booking the guests, but a lot of times, you know, I can't tell you that Paul McCartney came there because I booked him. Paul McCartney came there because he wanted to talk to Howard. But there are people that I have worked for a very long time. And on the flip side of that, I was working on Paul McCartney for 8 years. Inevitably, he came because of Howard. I worked on that for 8 years. I knew a guy in his office. We talked every year for Howard's birthday. I worked it. When Howard started being nicer, I provided them tapes. And it's a process. No, it is. It's a process. It's not easy. What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, but is he the biggest guest? Like, what's the biggest guest you've seen?
He's probably there. I'd say, I'm trying to think of, we had this conversation on the air. Who's bigger than McCartney? Although, coming up in 2 weeks with a Steinway piano is Billy Joel playing all your favorite hits. And that's pretty, for a guy from Long Island, it's pretty damn close. Confirmed.
Just a quick two-parter. Who was responsible for having the situation on the other day?
Who was responsible for booking the situation? We all were. Yeah, listen, I think that when people are popular at pop culture, there's a portion of the audience that's interested in hearing from them. Howard wasn't like, I am a fan of the show, I need to meet you. Howard is more like, the angle. We sit around and we talk about what's the angle we have for this guy. The angle for him was, a year ago you were a nobody from New Jersey. Now you got all this money, how are you handling it? I thought that was a better angle that Howard was interested than, hey, you're cool, I love the show. Because Howard was flat out told him, I don't watch the show.
And everyone's always asked about Artie. If Artie decides that he wants to and he feels that he's ready to come back onto the show, is that seat still open for him?
I couldn't answer that question because I don't know that it's up to me, but it's one that we haven't really had to think about because he's just not ready yet. And I tell everybody this again, and it's such a, I talk to him pretty often. He's doing much better. He's working on it every day, but it's a long process. And the best example I can give you is he didn't get that way. What he did, he didn't get there in a day. And there's this expectation that, oh, it's Artie, he's better, but you don't get better in a day either. And he's working it hard. He really is.
What about John?
John who? What about him? John who? He's got a job. I mean, really. What's that? No, I talk to him from time to time, but he didn't do himself any favors by trashing Howard on Facebook. I don't think Howard's ever going to talk to him again. Hold on. All right, Mr. Viking.
Just for you. If Howard does retire, what would you like to do with your career?
I would like to work on a television show, producing a variety talk show. The problem is that a talent like Howard comes along once in a generation, so I'll probably never get to work with somebody like that. My running joke is that my dream is to produce the David Letterman show, and my nightmare is that I'll get stuck with the Tempest Bledsoe show or some shitty show like that. But you have to take what you can get when, in other words, I can't wait around for 2 years for the next great thing to come along. I'll take what's available at the time. So you may see me selling my soul to the devil. You're right here.
Is it coincidence or was it well thought out plan that while we're waiting to see what Howard's going to be doing, you all of a sudden come out of nowhere with this book right at the opportune time that if he does retire, you have this cash flow coming?
It's probably more coincidence because, like I said, I've been pitching a book around since early last year, not this year, early last year. So I've been pitching a book around for a while, and it just so happened that maybe the book company saw it that way. Maybe the book company said, "Hey, let's give a book deal before the end comes." But it wasn't. I didn't go, "Oh my God, it's February. Let me sell a book." I've been trying to sell it for a while. All right, we'll take 3 more questions. Okay, 3 more. Straight back. There's a hand there. That's you. Yeah.
Your most and least favorite guest.
Oh, wait a second. My most favorite guest is probably McCartney. My least favorite guest, I can't tell you because I got in trouble when I talked to Us Weekly. That guy right there got started.
What was the one guest you wish you could have booked?
Well, I've always wanted to have Madonna on, and when I brought that up, people were like, "Oh, who gives a crap about her?" And that probably was a better idea 15 years ago. But I still think she'd be interesting to talk to. I was this close to getting Bill Murray a couple of weeks ago, and he's still on my wish list. I think Howard and Bill Murray, if the mood is right, because Bill Murray can be moody. So I think if the mood is right, I know Howard has the utmost respect for his career. When that happens, like when McCartney came in, he sort of understood who Howard was, and Howard was really digging him, and that's why it was such a great interview. All right, right here with the plaid shirt on.
Any whack packers in the audience tonight?
I don't know, where are you?
Bobo!
Bobo! Bobo's not a whack packer. Bobo's a regular caller. He's more normal than a whack packer. Bobo, did you take the IQ test? Did you take the IQ test? Yeah. Good, we're going to get you on and see if you're smarter than John Hine.
That's my picture.
One more, And I know I gotta go right up here. Yell loud.
You had a great interview with Jim Norton the other day on Raw Dog.
Yes.
They talked about it on Opie and Anthony. They seem to have so much animosity towards you guys. Is there a lot of tension in the studio with them there?
Not for me.
They feel
No, I mean, if there's tension, I don't know about it. You know, I walk in, our door's to the right, and we live in a bubble, really. I hardly ever find myself outside of our compound, except when I leave for the day. I walk in, I make a right, our door is key card protected, and if you go down a little bit, our bathroom is now key card protected, for reasons you all know. So, I see people in the hallway, but I don't really have run-ins with too many people. All right, absolute last one, last one, way in the back, and then we're going to get started. You right there, yeah.
You guys always used to raise money for people to do crazy things, like 20 grand for your tape.
Right.
Why can't you, with all the celeb friends, raise enough money to fly Eric?
Because I'm going to answer that question, then we're going to sign some books. Because if Eric said, I want $25,000 to fly balloons, I would raise it. And then I would call him and I'd say I have it. Then he would go, I want $35,000. And then I would say 50, and he would go, I want 100,000. And so you can't deal with an angry midget. That's the moral of the story. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.